Hi, this video is all about the very small word of. Now, native English speakers use this word a lot, so it's really important that you can use it properly. And after this video, where I talk about 4 different ways that we can use the word of, you will be able to use it properly and sound more like a native English speaker. I can either say my friend or I can say a friend of mine. Your friend becomes a friend of yours. His friend, a friend of his. Her friend, a friend of hers. Our friend, a friend of ours. And their friend, a friend of theirs. Now, with these words, we would never put an apostrophe onto his, but you might think that you could put an apostrophe onto yours or hers or ours or theirs, but we do not. Why would I say a friend of mine and not just my friend? Because a friend of mine lets you know that I have more than one friend. Just like a colleague of his lets you know that he has more than one colleague. Or a cousin of ours lets you know that we have more than one cousin. So I could say, I've just seen a friend of yours. Or a friend of hers is in my class. Or a colleague of ours is working in the office this week. People make mistakes when using the word of, and the most common that I hear is when people say the brother of my father. If my father has only one brother, then I would not say the brother of my father, I would say my father's brother. So if you're talking about a person like Joanne, and Joanne has one friend, then you do not say the friend of Joanne, you say Joanne's friend. If Joanne has one sister, it is not the sister of Joanne, it is Joanne's sister. If Joanne has one cousin, it's not the cousin of Joanne, it's Joanne's cousin. So just like you would say her cousin, we say Joanne's cousin. If I say a friend of yours, yours is a pronoun. We do not use an apostrophe in it. So a friend of yours does not have an apostrophe. However, a friend of my mum's does, or a friend of Joanne's does. Here, the apostrophe shows possession and of shows possession, which is why we call it a double possessive. Usually there is more than one option. I could say a friend of my mum's is coming for dinner. This is a double possessive, but I could also say one of my mum's friends is coming for dinner. We use of when we are talking about a part of a whole, when the whole is a thing, like a house. So I could say the roof of my house, or the side of my house, or the front of my house, or the front door of my house, or the back of my house, or the windows of my house. If the whole was a table, then I could say the legs of the table. I could also say the table legs. Let's look at that. If the whole was Stephen, and Stephen is a person, then I would say Stephen's legs. However, if the whole is a thing, then I say the table legs. I do not say the table's legs, I say the table legs. So I would say one of the table legs is broken, but one of Stephen's legs is broken. The keys of the computer are the computer keys. The spokes of a bike are the bike spokes. And the shelves of a cupboard are the cupboard shelves. Just a side note, if we were talking about Stephen, we would talk about Stephen's legs, his legs. Joanne would be Joanne's legs, her legs. The table would be the table legs, its legs. Obviously, there is no apostrophe on his or her, But some people put an apostrophe onto its, and we do not need it because it's with an apostrophe means it is or it has. We use of when we are talking about titles, like the Queen of England, the CEO, the Chief Executive Officer of the company, the chairperson of the board, the head teacher of the school. I hear people saying, I'll be there in a couple minutes. Here we should say couple of minutes because a couple is a quantity. A couple actually means two, but a couple is a quantity. We don't have a lot of contact. I have written 100 pages of notes. I need 100 grams of sugar. All of these are quantities, just like a bowl of cereal, a glass of milk, a bit of help, a piece of chocolate. Let's look at these unusual quantities. A month's notice, a week's work, a day's pay, an hour's time, a minute's silence. A month, a week, a day, an hour and a minute are all quantities of time. But we do not say a month of notice, we say a month's notice. I'll give you a month's notice. That means you can work for another month and then you have to leave the company. I'll give you a month's notice. A week's work is a week full of work, but we do not say a week of work, we say a week's work. A day's pay is the pay that you get from working for a day, but we do not say a day of pay, we say a day's pay. Just like I'll see you in an hour's time. And if we want to honour somebody, then we show our respect by observing a minute's silence. When the quantity is time, we do not say of, we use apostrophe s. I'd like a glass of milk. I'd like a cup of tea. I'd like a bowl of cereal. A colleague of my dad's. A friend of mine. The roof of the house. We do not say of, we say of. Who would have known that such a small word was so complicated? I hope you found this lesson useful and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.